The first thing my dad asked after I told him I was engaged wasn't whether I was happy. It was, how old is his daughter again? 6. He leaned back in his chair like I'd confirmed his worst fear. You're throwing your life away, he said. A single dad comes with baggage you don't understand. My mom didn't disagree. She reached for my hand, squeezed it gently, and said the words that somehow hurt even more. We just wanted something easier for you. As if love was supposed to arrive without history, I met Daniel at a neighborhood charity event. He never tried to hide the fact that he was raising his daughter, Lily, after his marriage ended. He spoke about her with the kind of quiet pride that made me pay attention. Not because he was perfect, but because he showed up every day. Lily wasn't looking for a replacement mother. She already had one. She was simply a little girl trying to understand why grown-ups always seemed worried. The first time she trusted me enough to hold my hand while crossing a parking lot, it felt less like earning affection and more like being invited into someone else's carefully protected world. My parents never saw those moments. They only saw a label, single father. Every dinner became another debate. Dad insisted that one day I'd regret raising someone else's child. Mom kept saying there was still time to reconsider. When our wedding invitations went out, theirs came back unanswered. A week later, my father finally called. We won't be attending. I waited. I can't pretend this is a good decision. There wasn't even anger left in me, only exhaustion. I wish you could see what I see, I whispered. I already do. No, I said. You only see what you're afraid of. That was the last conversation we had before the wedding. People offered to remove the 2 empty chairs from the front row. I asked them to leave them there. Not to make anyone feel guilty, just because pretending they weren't missing felt dishonest. The morning of the ceremony, Lily was nervous about her job. She would walk ahead of me carrying a small wooden sign. She asked me 3 different times if she might drop it. I knelt beside her. If you do, I said, smiling. We'll still get married, she giggled. That tiny laugh settled every nerve I had. The music started. Everyone stood. Then Lily appeared. She walked carefully, concentrating so hard on every step that several guests smiled before they even noticed the sign. When people finally read it, something changed across the room. The sign didn't mention my parents. It didn't accuse anyone. It simply read, "Today I don't just get a dad who loves me. I get the bonus mom my heart already chose." The room became very quiet, not dramatic, just still. I saw people reaching for tissues. Daniel covered his mouth for a second before wiping his eyes. Even the officiant paused long enough for Lily to finish her careful walk before continuing. One guest recorded the ceremony from the second row. We didn't think much about it. 2 days later, my phone wouldn't stop buzzing. Someone had posted that short clip online. Within 48 hours, it had been viewed more than 11 million times. The comments weren't arguing about weddings. They were sharing stories. Stepchildren, stepparents, grandparents who eventually changed, parents who never did. People wrote that they had never realized how powerful belonging could sound when spoken by a child. The video traveled farther than any invitation we had mailed. About a week later, my mother called. She didn't start with an apology. She started by asking, "Is Lily really that happy?" The question surprised me. "Yes," I answered. There was a long silence. I watched the video 5 times. Another silence. I don't know how we missed what everyone else seemed to see. Neither did I. Healing didn't happen overnight. There wasn't one conversation that erased months of hurt. Dad needed much longer. Some wounds don't disappear because the internet notices them. But something shifted after that, not because millions of strangers watched, because the video showed something my parents had refused to believe. Love wasn't replacing a family, it was quietly creating one. Years later, the view count means almost nothing to me. The memory I keep isn't the applause, it isn't the headlines. It's a 6-year-old girl gripping a wooden sign with both hands, trying very hard not to drop it, reminding every adult in the room that family can begin the moment someone decides you already belong.